for Lil Roblixx to take on a new challenge. Today, we've got a mix of blocks to climb. Purple, green, wood, tartan, and grass blocks. Let's see if I can make it to the top without falling apart like I usually do. First up, we've got these shiny purple blocks. They look slick, like they've been waxed or something. Lil Roblixx jumps onto the first purple block. Alright, first block done. No problem. You take a step forward and the block slips beneath you. Whoa, whoa, you fall, landing in pieces. Great start, you respawn and jump back onto the first purple block. Okay, I'm not falling again. Just gotta keep my balance. You leap to the second block, wobbling but staying upright. Yes, now onto the third. You make it, but the block is super slippery. These purple blocks are out to get me. Alright, focus time. I'm gonna take it slow. Really slow. You inch your way up the slippery purple blocks, carefully balancing on each one. One block at a time. Almost there. You jump to the final purple block, but slip and fall, breaking into pieces. Why? I've gotta say, these purple blocks are tricky, but I'm not giving up. You start jumping again, reaching the halfway point. Okay, I'm halfway up. Just a few more jumps. You leap for the next block, but miss and fall. Oh, come on. Alright, purple blocks down. Next up, we've got these bright green blocks. They look easy enough, right? You jump onto the first green block, which wobbles slightly. Okay, maybe not as easy as I thought. You leap onto the second green block. These ones aren't slippery like the purple ones, but they're super wobbly. The block tilts under your feet. Whoa, whoa, I'm not falling again. You managed to stay on, jumping to the next block. All right, these green blocks are all about balance. I've got to time my jumps perfectly. You jump to the next block and it wobbles violently. Whoa, this one's like a trampoline. You nearly fall off but catch yourself. Close call. Okay, these green blocks may not be slippery, but they're like jelly. Every step feels like I'm on a trampoline. You leap to the next block, wobbling as you land. Just gotta keep my balance. You wobble but manage to stay on. Alright, final green block. I can do this. You leap for the last green block, wobbling on impact. Yes, I did it. No falling apart this time. The block tilts, but you manage to stay on. Let's move on before I jinx it. Next up, wood blocks. These look solid, but knowing my luck, something's going to happen. You jump onto the first wood block, and it creaks. Oh, great. They're creaky. Let's see how this goes. You leap onto the next wood block, and it groans under your weight. Okay, these blocks are making some pretty weird sounds. I'm not sure if they're gonna hold up. You jump to the next one, which creaks loudly. Please don't break. These wood blocks are sturdy, but they're making me nervous with all this creaking. You leap to the next block, which creaks and wobbles slightly. Alright, let's keep moving before they fall apart. Halfway up the wood blocks, I'm doing pretty well. You leap to the next block, which groans under your feet. Oh no, this one's making too much noise. I've got a bad feeling about this. You jump just as it starts to crack. Okay, I've made it past the creaky blocks, but there are still a few more to go. You leap to the next wood block, which is even wobblier than the last. Whoa, this one's not stable at all. You barely keep your balance. Final jump for the wood block. You leap for the last block, and it wobbles violently. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. You managed to stay on. Yes, wood blocks done. Let's move on to the next challenge. Now we've got carton blocks. They look flimsy, like they could fall apart at any second. You jump onto the first carton block and it bends slightly. Uh-oh, I don't think this is gonna hold. You leap to the next carton block and it starts to sag. Oh no, these blocks are so flimsy. You wobble as the block sags beneath you. This is not looking good. You jump just before it collapses. These carton blocks feel like they're made of paper. You jump to the next block and it bends under your weight. Okay, I've got to move fast before these blocks break. You leap to the next one, moving quickly. Alright, these carton blocks are super fragile. I've got to be careful. You jump to the next block, which bends slightly. Just a few more. You make it across, barely keeping your balance. Phew, that was close. Final carton block. You leap for the last block, which wobbles dangerously. Oh no, it's going to collapse. You jump just in time, landing safely on the next section. Made it. Carton blocks done. Last but not least, we've got these green grass blocks. They look solid, but you never know. You jump onto the first green grass block. Alright, so far, so good. These feel pretty stable. You leap to the next green grass block. Okay, these are definitely the most solid blocks so far. Finally, a break from all the wobbling and slipping. green grass blocks are solid, but they're higher up than I thought. You look down and realize you're much higher off the ground. Whoa, that's a long way down. Better not fall now. Halfway up the grass blocks, you jump to the next one, landing perfectly. I'm getting the hang of this. You leap again, making it to the next block. No wobbling, no slipping, just smooth climbing. Alright, final stretch. You leap to the next green grass block, getting closer to the top. Just a few more. You jump again, keeping your balance perfectly. I'm almost there. Alright, mission accomplished, or so I thought. But wait, what's this? More blocks? You gotta be kidding me. And this time they're taller and even trickier. Alright, let's see if Lil Roblixx can take on even more purple blocks. You jump onto the first new purple block. These look slicker than before. You land and immediately start sliding. Whoa, these are like ice skates. You slide right off and break into pieces. Great. Purple blocks, 1. Lil Roblixx, 0. Okay, this time I'm going to jump straight to the second block. No more sliding off. You leap from block to block, slipping slightly but managing to stay on. Yes, I'm doing it. You slide a little more, but catch yourself. These purple blocks aren't stopping me. Wait, why is this next purple block so much smaller? You jump to the next block, which is barely wide enough to stand on. Who thought this was a good idea? You wobble, trying to balance. This block is way too tiny. You barely make it to the next purple block, which is even smaller. Who's making these blocks smaller and smaller? This isn't fair. You wobble, but somehow stay on. Come on, just a few more jumps. Alright, enough with the purple blocks. I'm moving on to more green blocks. You jump onto the first green block, which wobbles again. Oh no, not the wobbly ones again. You bounce as the block shifts beneath your feet. Here we go. These green blocks are like trampolines, but worse. You leap onto the next one, which bounces under your weight. I'm bouncing all over the place. You try to steady yourself, but the block keeps wobbling. This is not going well. Okay, one more green block to go. You leap to the final green block, bouncing uncontrollably. No, hold it together. You wobble and fall. And I'm in pieces again. These green blocks are impossible. Alright, back to the wood blocks. These better not start cracking again. You jump onto the first wood block, which creaks under your weight. Oh no, here we go. The block starts to groan. Not again! You leap to the next wood block and it creaks even louder. Seriously, who built these blocks out of old wood? You jump to the next one as the block begins to crack. Just keep moving before it falls apart. Halfway through the wood blocks, you jump to the next block, which groans loudly. This is making me really nervous. You leap again and the block beneath you cracks. Time to move fast before this whole thing collapses. Okay, just a few more wood blocks. You jump to the next one, which is wobbling slightly. Great. Now the wood... Alright, after all that jumping, slipping, wobbling, and falling, I've finally made it. You stand at the top of the highest block, looking out over the insane climb you just conquered. From slick purple blocks to wobbly green blocks, creaky wood blocks, and the world's flimsiest carton blocks, I've survived it all. You do a victory dance on the final block. Lil Roblixx, master of block climbing, has done it again. But wait, what's this? You look around and spot something in the distance, a massive new block tower. You've got to be kidding me. More blocks? You throw your hands up in mock frustration. Alright, fine. I guess there's only one thing left to do. You grin. Time to climb even higher. You leap confidently off the final block and run toward the new tower. The camera zooms out as Lil Roblixx runs toward the next challenge. And so, the adventure continues. Will Lil Roblixx ever stop climbing? Stay tuned, ninjas!